welcome everybody to another episode of the Can Mayonnaise Killer Jedi podcast. I'm your host, the Artificial Dragon.
I'm your co-host, Darth Salim.
And welcome to episode 67 of the podcast. I had to think about it for a good while. But yes, episode 67 of the podcast, everybody. Once again, I'll go through the usual discretion and all of that.
You're the only one who's keeping track anymore.
That is very fair, Hannah. But yeah, shout out to our Patreon. Embarrassingly, our Patreon for this month is still in the works. I'll probably edit it later if it happens to come to me on the 30th, but shenanigans. If you love our content, just support our Patreon at patreon.com/canmail. Once again, that is patreon.com/canmail. The lowest being $3 and the highest being $10. And whatever amount you contribute to, you will be contributing to all the art that we do. And just give us additional motivation to continue doing episodes like this. And as per usual, support Hannah's blog.
Yes, support my blog, but our consulars get first pick of votes.
Yeah.
When voting for episodes.
Just like this episode, but everybody knows what the episode title is already, but we'll get there when we get there.
But yes, support my blog. Please send me asks.
Yeah.
I've only gotten one!
Oh yeah, and also, since you mentioned the consulars, shout out to some of our consulars. We got a couple of old Patreon ones that have ascended the rank of consular recently. Shout out to Y Wolves, Cameron Lee, Dr. Emboss, Gobez, Tristan H, L Fought the Fourth, and Milo. Thank you everybody so much for contributing to our consular, our highest tier, and supporting our podcast for the past 2 years.
Thank y'all so much.
Indeed. And since you have a very prestigious rank, you will indeed be voting for future episode topics like the topic we are about to talk about today. What are we talking about, Hannah?
The murder bears of Endor.
Yay, we're
Ewoks.
talking about the Ewoks. Yay, probably one of the most iconic parts of Return of the Jedi.
Yes, I know. I still have to fucking watch the original trilogy. I know I'm gonna fucking get to it. But yeah, I think everyone knows what an Ewok is.
Pretty much. If you don't know what an Ewok is, you're probably living on a rock. Under a rock, not on a rock, but just to bring everybody up to speed, they are basically, like Hannah said before, little murder teddy bears who took a part in dethroning the Empire.
Yep.
Somehow, but I think you might have second guesses about them when we talk further into their lore, Hannah.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yes, the Ewoks, they are a very marketable, I wouldn't say character because there's an entire race of them.
They made the marketable plushies.
Yeah, they needed the adorable plushies, the adorable action figures, and there's so much lore to them. It's quite ridiculous. They probably have more freaking lore than Yoda or the Porks combined.
Yeah, but to be fair, lore behind Yoda hasn't been revealed.
You know, that is very fair,
Lucas
Hannah.
is gonna die with that.
Yeah, he will take that secret to his grave if he must. But yes, kind of a neat little behind-the-scenes thing, because I remember this from my research. They were making Return of the Jedi. It went by the original title of, I believe, Revenge of the Jedi, which is not very appropriate, which is why it was changed later. But anyway, if I remember correctly, the original planet that they were supposed to be on was Kashyyyk itself, and they were originally supposed to be with a bunch of Wookiees instead of the little murder teddy bears that we got.
That would
But
have been interesting.
it would have been interesting, but I think they wanted to change things up a little bit for merchandising and all that. But yeah, that's our brief little history of the Ewoks, and all of them are played by either children or
Little people.
very little people, yes.
Gotta be PC.
We gotta go over times, man.
Don't let us get canceled.
Hey man, with the things that we talk about in the previous episode, including our D&D sessions, that's the one thing you're worried about?
Little people is offensive to me. Offensive to little people.
Well, okay, sorry, sorry,
Oh my God.
any little people that might be listening to the podcast, I
Did
apologize.
Warwick Davis play Wicket?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Rest in peace, Short King.
Rest in peace. Yeah, I think he made a cameo as Wicket in that terrible movie that we will not talk about. But anyway, but yes, we will be talking about the Ewoks, and I will say this as a little discretion, everybody. I know I am fully aware that there is the Ewok TV show and the Ewok movies. I have not watched either of them for keeping my sanity intact, but will eventually, quote unquote, watch those in a live stream or something. I don't know. Depends on how much you pay me.
Yeah, if that's something you guys want to see, we gotta get some more money.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate the support, but we need more to deal with the shit that we're going to go through. But anyway.
Speaking of which, we still have to do the circumvent around the best part of the holiday special.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a good live stream, Hannah.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the people who missed it.
Yeah, but I'll post it sometime soon. Don't you worry. But anyway, back to my little discretion. I won't be talking too much about what goes on in the Ewok TV show. I'll briefly mention it here and there because I have not watched them personally, so if there's any distinct lore details I may have overlooked, come at me. But I will trinkle a little things here and there. But yes, let us get into the meat of this episode, Hannah. I unfortunately don't have a lot of quotes for you because even though there are quotes,
Yep,
they're just yep. The Ewoks are a diminutive, furry, and sentient bipedals native to Endor. And contrary to popular belief, Hannah, the planet Endor is not the actual name of the Ewoks' homeworld. Instead, it's the gas giant that's called Endor.
Oh, okay.
Their world is just called the forest moon of Endor.
Oh, so technically it's not, the moon is not called Endor.
No, I know it's a little bit confusing. It's the gas giant it's orbiting that's called Endor.
Fair enough.
But they always call the moon
Endor.
Endor.
Calls it Endor.
Yeah, or if you want to go by what the Imperials call it, is called the Sanctuary Moon. But that's another interesting thing about that is that the gas giant of Endor has 9 other moons that orbit it. So I believe the forest moon of Endor is like the second closest to it, and they don't. Okay, so you remember how in Rise of Skywalker, one of the moons of Endor has the runes of the Death Star on it and all that?
I don't think I ever watched Rise of Skywalker.
We watched it in the movie theaters together.
How long ago was that? How long ago was that?
That was like, 4 years ago or something?
Probably more than that.
Yeah, probably more than that, but yeah, that lore discretion aside of how the Death Star was still intact at that point when it just exploded from within is beyond me, but whatever.
I think I fucking lost all interest in that movie at Rey Palpatine. What?
Rey Palpatine, oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, sequel criticisms aside.
Yeah. The forest moon of Endor is found within the Outer Rim territories. Endor is around 4,900 kilometers across, so it's a little bit smaller than Earth, like half the size, I believe. It has an 18-hour day and night cycle compared to the 24-hour day and night cycle of Earth. And it has an orbital period of 402 days compared to 362? 65, I was close. And while it was dominated mostly by forests, it also has mountains, deserts, savannas, lakes, rivers, and small seas. So yes, there is indeed seas on Endor.
That's surprising.
It is very surprising.
For a quote-unquote forest moon.
Yeah, I know. It's always that sort of thing in Star Wars, where it's a one biome world, so to speak. But in this case, it's got a couple of other biomes on it, which I think is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
But let me see. It has a population of 30 million, 95% of that being Ewoks, and the majority being other species. The moon of Endor has a temperate climate as well as a higher gravity compared to Earth. So I don't know how high of a gravity, but our weight would increase by like a couple of pounds if we are on Endor.
Oh, great. If I was on Endor, I'd be like probably 10 pounds heavier.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That makes me sad.
But it also gives you a nice little perspective on how strong the Ewoks are, considering they're on that type of world with that high of a gravity.
Yes.
But let me see. Being a forested moon, Endor hosted a large ecosystem teeming with a shit ton of life. The first most noteworthy one being the Blurg, which is the reptilian mound that's normally found on Ryloth.
Yeah.
You remember what those look like, right?
Yes, they're pets that you can also get in SWTOR.
I was hoping you would say that too. But let me see. And then there's other forms of life, such as the boar wolf. I actually should have put this in the chat real quickly, but I'll go ahead and redeem myself real quick.
That is very ugly.
Yeah, and then there's a flying reptilian creature called the Condor Dragon.
The Contour Dragon.
The Condor Dragon, and this is one feeding its babies.
With a giant fucking spider.
Yeah, a giant fuck-off spider. There's a lot of fuck-off things. But I'll save you the image of this one. The next one is what is called the Rakazak Beast, which is basically a giant spider with long-ass legs, like a daddy long leg.
No, thank you. You can put it up in the video, but don't send it to me. Cause
Yeah.
Your darling Sith simp here has arachnophobia.
Exactly, which is why I am being very generous in this case, Hannah. But those things could actually be used as mounts by the other sentient life that exists on Endor. Yeah, surprisingly, the Ewoks have to contend with a bunch of sentient life on Endor. It's kind of surprising, but I'll get to them in a little bit. Though unique, I'm actually going to go into this here. So there's a host of other sentient life, both native and non-native to Endor, that share the world with the Ewoks. The first ones are the Yuzums. You might recognize this particular one from Jabba's palace.
That looks like a Muppet.
You know, a lot of these will look like Muppets, as you'll soon see. But yes,
imagine that crackhead-looking thing coming at you, pointing a gun at you. It's like, what the fuck is that? That looks like a hairball.
Yeah, that particular character takes part in the infamous song that is in the what was it? The new version of Return of the Jedi. That weird song. What was it? Jedi song? I forgot what it's called, but it's basically that weird musical note.
Actually, yes, in the comments.
Yeah.
I know you will.
But yeah, really cracked out looking dude, but he's normal compared to this guy who is called a Tech. Teek.
What? God, take pity on this creature. Oh my god.
Yeah, the Tech, I don't know too much about them. I only took brief glimpses at it, but it's probably one of the most fastest sentient races on all of Endor. Like, they could right across the screen, that sort of thing.
Okay, he looks like fucking Didymus from the Labyrinth.
You know, it's been a while since I watched The Labyrinth. Now I need to go back and watch it. And let me see. The next sentient race is what is called the Gorath. I don't know. They kind of look like weird toad people.
You and I both know what their chin looks like.
Oh, yes.
We're not going to say it because we might get demonetized. But yeah, those are pretty weird looking.
Yeah, they are pretty weird looking. And last but not least for the natives, is what is called the Duloks, who are basically, how do I describe them? The hillbilly relatives of Ewoks.
Words. Crackhead. or meth head.
Yeah.
Grinch!
The cringe, yeah. From
what in the hell? What are those things?
from
Look, the mama's got a baby.
Yeah, the baby is cute at least.
The baby is cute. And then there's the other baby who's like, what the fuck? Cracked out of its mind.
But from the brief lore I could deduce from these guys, they are distant relatives of the Ewoks that live in swamps and are, ironically, once we get into the lore of the Ewoks, far more aggressive and warlike.
They kind of look like it, but
Yeah.
Distant relatives is like...
Distant relatives, yes.
The only thing that would make them relatives, quote unquote, is the fur.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah,
They're furries!
They are furries, yeah. We're gonna throw that out there immediately. These are furries, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is not the end of the sentient races that could be found on Endor, Hannah.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I know I said sentient beings, but they do share their world with a bunch of other entities, or what the Ewoks see as the deities, which in this case
Flashback to the gods episode.
Yeah, exactly. Briefly running through them again. There's the Sun King, the Flower Queen, the Leaf Queen, the Snow King, and the Night Spirit. And I'm gonna save you from looking at the cartoon looking versions of these guys and send you a much more modern take that was actually made for supernatural encounters.
Okay, there's a Wendigo looking fucker here.
Yeah.
These look cool.
Yeah.
The Flower Queen looks awesome.
Yeah, the Flower Queen does look awesome, doesn't she?
The Sun King looks cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Just for a comparison for the Sun King, this is what he actually looks like.
Excuse you?
Yeah. That's what they look like. I know it's a little bit more goofy looking compared to the art piece that I showed you earlier.
The art piece looks so much better.
Yeah. I do think the, oh yeah, here's another picture of a couple of them at a table.
Definitely very kid-friendly design.
Yeah, and this is a depiction of the Night Spirit, and you could probably tell which one that one is.
Duh.
Yeah.
Very, very fitting for the cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
But the supernatural encounters look so much better.
Yeah, they look so good, Hannah.
Here's hoping that we meet the author when we go to
That
Legends Con.
would be awesome. I'll have to bring our book with us.
Yeah, we've got. I'm going to beat Troy Denning and have him sign my Killick, my first two Killick books.
Nice, nice.
We haven't made the announcement yet, but we are going to Legends Con.
Yes, we are.
And let's see, I've also got to bring Book of the Sith, because that author's going to be there, and then Supernatural Encounters.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of things to look forward to for next year, and I'm excited.
That's going to be fun. Anyway, back on topic.
But yes, there's a couple of deities that quote-unquote exist. I'm not sure if the Ewok cartoon is canon. I'm sure they dive more into it.
If you consider the Ewok cartoon canon, you've got something wrong with you.
You know,
I'm
that
sorry.
is fair, Hannah. There is no confirmation anywhere that it is canon, but goddamn, I would be surprised if it was. But anyway.
Yeah, if they included that in the Disney canon, I would laugh my ass off.
Yeah. Though they do also share their moon of Endor with other sentient beings that aren't native to Endor.
Okay.
Basically, Endor is what you would call what is it? A deserted island in the middle of space. A lot of people crash land on Endor.
Just like they do at Ego.
Yeah, pretty much. And one of these non-native creatures is a gargantuan beast called a Gorax. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, these things are the bane of each Ewok's existence.
What in the fuck is that thing?
That's a Gorax.
Okay, that first picture looks like Man-Bat had a love child with Bigfoot.
That is fair. That is very fair.
That's huge!
Yeah, they are big boys.
Oh my god!
Yeah, these things are literally the bane of each Ewok village's existence.
Seeing that compared with Luke, Leia, and the Ewok standing right in front of it, it's like, oh
Yeah.
no.
And these things are semi-sentient, so they could use primitive clubs and everything. And,
oh boy.
And that one picture, it has 2 pet board dogs.
Oh, I was wondering what those things
Yeah.
were. Or dogs. Interesting.
Yeah. From what I briefly read in the lore, basically if they want to have pets of those things, they kill the mother and take the cubs.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's sad.
But yes, these things aren't particularly intelligent, which is why they're called semi-sentient, but they're smart enough to use primitive weapons and all that. And I think there's less than 1,000 of them on Endor.
Why the fuck would you want more than one on Endor?
But yes, these things are like the bane of each Ewok's existence, and
I can see why.
And one of the reasons why they conveniently have traps large enough to take down chicken walkers.
Yeah, the big log on the road.
But among the other creatures, well, I say creatures, sentient races that exist on Endor, there is the Wissies, which are basically like wood sprites.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't have pictures for these, unfortunately, because they're too ridiculous as it is. Dandelion warriors.
Okay.
The grass trackers, and let me see what else. And I already told you about the Gorax. But aside from those species, they also host other races from other planets like humans, Jawas, Saayas, and 33 other races on Endor.
Wow.
And this one race, I think you would get a kick out of it, Hannah. Another race is called the Xandor Rockers.
They're rocks!
They're literal rocks with a face and feet.
What the hell? I can't.
Yeah, Endor is a weird place, Hannah.
Endor's fucking weird.
There are like 33 other races that live on Endor. It's not even.
Holy
shit.
crap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of these. If you want me to dive into each one of these races, do an Endor episode, because this is for the Ewoks, not Endor.
Exactly.
Because holy crap.
I
I thought you would like the Xandor
I gotta
Rockers.
scroll up, because every time I look at them, I just want to laugh.
That's a meme waiting to happen, Hannah. You just have to put in a
walking,
pose.
talking rocks.
I think I broke Hannah.
We're not even half an hour in.
Well, I haven't even talked about the actual Ewoks yet. Oh, this is great. This is so great.
Oh, shit. Okay, pull myself together. Oh. I was laughing so hard I was crying. Okay.
Okay,
I'm good.
Okay. I am half tempted to remind you about the Goombas again.
Oh, fuck.
Goomba, fuck you. No, seriously, fuck you.
Goomba, fuck you. Oh, shit.
But yeah, there's there's the miniature horses that the Ewoks love. Go to the adorable creatures episode if you want to know more about them. But yes, there's a shit ton of not only wildlife but also sentient life on Endor. Very surprisingly,
We need to do an Endor episode.
But yes, due to many shipwrecks and being fairly well known to the wider galaxy since SWTOR era of Star Wars, Endor would be made into a protected nature preserve, given the rich ecosystem and unique blend of numerous cultures from the crashes. Let's see. Thus, why the Empire later down the line called it the Sanctuary Moon, because it's technically a wildlife preserve that they're on.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. And because of this, very few spacers have even heard about Endor, let alone visit it. There are two types of people that make their way to Endor. Those that continued their way without wanting to waste their time on such a planet, or those that are flat out stranded on there. Yeah, if you want the polar opposite to Tatooine, Endor would be it.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Because on Tatooine, people go there willingly. On Endor, it's beautiful, but everybody crashes there.
I feel like I would like Endor.
Yeah. If you brush aside the giant creature that is the Gorax, then sure.
Yeah.
Not to mention the locals like the Ewoks that want to kill your ass.
Yeah, the cannibalistic murder bears.
But, yeah, where was I? Okay. And one of the reasons why Endor is pretty much like the magnet for crash landings is because there is several anomalies that surround Endor, one of which is called the Endor Gate, which is basically a nearby black hole.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a literal black hole near Endor.
Because I remember in Dark Force Rising? Or one of the books of the Throne trilogy, Leia goes to Endor.
Yeah.
And while she's waiting to meet with Kabarak, the Falcon's just in orbit. They float through where the Death Star blew up.
Mm-hmm, yep.
And she fainted.
Yep.
From just the dark side energy signature that was there from Palpatine.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? Or no, it was Vader.
No, it was Palpatine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A motherfucking...
What the fuck?
A motherfucking wound is the Force is what that is, Hannah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Endor, even though it's basically a backwater planet, it's got a lot of interesting stuff going on there.
Interesting is a good way to put it.
And because of that, and due to the fact that it's basically a deserted island in the middle of space, everybody gives it a wide berth, basically.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Okay, now we get into the actual Ewoks, Hannah.
Yep.
All right.
The murder teddy bears.
The murder teddy bears. The Ewoks are around 3 feet and 3 inches tall. Like, they are tiny. They are really tiny.
You could punt one.
Probably, if they don't rip your leg off first. But anyway, they come in a wide variety of colors, such as black, brown, cream, dark brown, gray, light brown, red, which is the rarest, tan, and white.
Okay.
With skin colors of brown, light, pink, and tan. Mm-hmm. And they possess the eye colors of black, brown, dark brown, and gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a nice little diversity going on there. Their small stature gives them a massive advantage on their forest moon of Endor, which allows them to better hide amongst the foliage, and they have 2 fingers and an opposable thumb. Which gives them superior dexterity and the ability to use tools. And even though we like to meme that, oh no, opposable thumbs, it gives you a huge advantage, especially when you're crafting tools and all that.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. They have a keen sense of smell and hearing, which makes up for their relatively poor eyesight.
I'm surprised that, okay, if you are a SWTOR player like me, once you get your legacy to, I think, level 50, you can buy a contract on the fleet at the Cartel Bazaar.
Yep.
It is for a special companion.
Yeah.
Her name is Treek, and she is an Ewok.
Yeah, Treek the Ewok. Yay.
When you do talk to her, like, as soon as you get her, you get all of her, like, companion interactions.
Yeah.
It's like the little yellow triangle on your ship.
Mm-hmm.
And she states she got off of Endor by stealing a ship.
Yep.
How the fuck could she fly it if they have poor eyesight?
You know, that's actually another thing I kind of remember in my research, but for some reason, I couldn't track it down, the specific insert I found it in. But basically, she found the droid that was still on the ship, and she basically forced the droid to teach her how to fly the ship.
Yeah, she's a scary little shit.
Yeah, she's smart.
But she does call you Chief.
That is very true. And she wants to make a name for herself because, well, Endor is the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Gotta have more glory of a wider galaxy.
Yeah. I think there is one point in a interaction with her you can say, I gotta show you the HoloNet. That way you can really show your story and archive it.
Oh boy, now that's another question to throw at one of your characters. Despite their small size, they are surprisingly strong, as a single Ewok can overpower a fully grown man.
Wow.
Sometimes they are given the nickname of mini Wookiees.
Mini Wookiees.
And sometimes mini bears.
Itty bitty murder bears. That's
murder
what I call
bears,
them.
yeah. Yeah, even if you're going mano-mano with a singular Ewok, it's not going to be a fun day.
No, it doesn't look like it. It's just surprising that these cute little things are murderous.
Yeah, they have to, considering they have the Gorax, the Boar Wolves, the Condor Dragons, and a million other wildlife that want to kill their ass. You gotta be as merciless as the wildlife you're competing with, Hannah.
True enough.
But surprisingly, they are omnivores. They feed on a wide variety of foods such as meat and berries. And despite being classified as sentient, Ewok jerky is a food item sold in some diners across the galaxy. Yeah, I know, that little image of somebody skinning an Ewok and selling them for jerky.
That makes me sad. That's very depressing.
It is very depressing, but...
Jerky, that probably wouldn't even taste good.
What would Ewok jerky taste like?
Well, what does bear taste like?
I remember eating kangaroo jerky once.
That's completely different than bear.
That is fair. I have never had bear jerky in my defense, but yes, I am a little bit curious.
I know there are like exotic meat markets and shit here in the area, but it's like now I want to try bear. Of course, it's gonna have that gamey taste, but all game has the gamey taste.
That is very fair, Hannah. But let me see. The Ewoks obviously have their own language, which is called Ewokese, which is neb neb.
Yep, yep.
If I remember off the top of my head, neb neb is translated into freedom victory.
Yub nub.
And that is the name of the song at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
Neb neb. But yeah. Let me see.
If you ever make a soundboard effect for any more live streams. Yep,
Neb neb. Okay, I'll have to get into soundboards one of these days. But despite being isolated from a great majority of the galaxy, Ewokese has enough coherence to be translatable by a majority of protocol droids like C-3PO.
Which is surprising because, I mean, hell, referring again back to the deity episode, they thought he was a god.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. they have been isolated since SWTOR era. They haven't even gotten to their Stone Age. They're still like using wood.
They're still using wood and sticks.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of surprising that they're stuck in that era of their society.
Of evolution.
Of their evolution as well. Like 3,000 years, within 3,000 years, we went from cavemen to the Roman Empire or some shit. Yeah, which
Hell,
is...
even with Treek, it's like she doesn't have a blaster, she has a bowcaster.
Yeah.
But her healing ability is a sling of like healing energy that she shoots at you.
Yeet! You know, I'm also kind of sad because I was trying to play Ewok Hunt on Battlefront 2. And they have a special ability where they also have a slingshot.
Oh, that's cool.
And I believe it's like you shoot like fireflies, which basically disorients the stormtroopers that it hits.
I might have to try that now.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass because I had to wait for like an hour or so for one lobby, but I barely fought any Ewoks.
And I think Battlefront 2 is just infamous for its internet the online connection being shit.
Yeah,
so.
that is very fair. But I would love to play Ewok Hunt one of these days.
That would be fun.
That would be very
Potential
fun.
live stream.
Yeah, exactly.
If my internet isn't shit.
And I have found sources where it says Ewoks can speak Basic, but I don't think they can. Similar in regards to the Wookiees, who don't have the right vocal cords to speak it. I think it's pretty much the same case for the Ewoks, but I don't know where that source came from.
When you meet Treek, when you take on Treek as a companion, she does not speak Basic, but she can understand Basic.
Yeah, she can understand Basic, which is also, I had to look over this real quickly. But yes, I know not SWTOR, Star Wars 5e technically isn't canon material, but it does say that you could understand Basic, but you can't speak it.
Fair enough.
As an Ewok, anyway.
That would be funny to have a player try and just speak Ewok.
Nyam nyam. I mean, they could probably work with Mandalorian. Why not Ewok?
Fair enough.
Oh, dude, a Mandalorian Ewok would be so fun.
I once had a concept for a Kushaban bounty hunter.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
that was funny.
But yes, physical characteristics aside, the Ewoks have a very rich culture as they have religion, art, music, games, festivals, and even their own politics.
Yes.
While they are, as I mentioned before, they are still technically in their Stone Age, their civilization focuses mainly on the daily provision of foods. That's the only thing they have to worry about, is just living enough to survive another day, basically. But yes, for the past, and because of that, they have a huge reverence for nature in general. They literally worship nature.
That's cool.
Yeah. If it wasn't very clear with the previous deities I threw at you, Hannah, they have a lot of gods.
Yes, they do. See, there's nothing wrong with worshiping nature. I mean, nature is what provides for you.
Yeah, I came to the conclusion that Ewok culture is pretty much like the Druids from D&D.
And, okay.
Pagan culture as well, yeah.
And Druids are based off of Druids from Celtic culture.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah.
I could easily see an Ewok becoming a Druid if they came over to 5e. 5e, yeah, it would be so fun. Yum, yum, motherfucker.
Yum, yum, motherfucker.
But yes, they pursue many religious ceremonies to please the various gods of weather, trees, the hunt, engineering prowess, and fertility.
Well, of course, every single god, no matter if it's the Greek gods, the Babylonian gods, which was one of the first civilizations, throughout history, any pantheon has a fertility god or goddess.
That is very true, yeah.
Any pantheon.
Pretty much any pantheon would have some version of a fertility god or goddess, if you want to go that far.
More often goddesses than gods, but there are some gods.
Yeah, there could be some gods that are all about fertility. But let me see. Among the gods they are known to worship are what is called the Great Spirit, who basically controls all life on Endor. The Light Spirit, light. where was it? I'm probably going to be butchering a lot of these words. Bachala, who is a wind spirit who kept warm by moving into Ewok huts. Brother Sky, who controls the sky. Sealy, the wind spirit who sang with musicians. Deji, the sister of Sealy, and a wind spirit who gave her life to teach Ewoks music.
Ooh.
There's Danilet, the night spirit who tricked Ewoks into walking off platforms at night. So pretty much a trickster god. There's
Loki, is that you?
Loki, is that you? When did you get to Endor? There's Iritham, the nature spirit who came every century to battle the Gorax. Thoshka, the forest spirit that moved the trees closer together, allowing the Ewoks to escape said Gorax. Fletchy, a fire spirit who caused mischief by kicking embers out of burning fires. There's Galar, wind spirit that kept the air fresh. Garal, a wind spirit that carried the scent of smoke. Hesh, night spirit that made its victims fall asleep. So basically, the person who makes you fall asleep.
Okay.
Hexprex, controlling the rising and settling of the sun and is arguably the strongest of the spirits. Lebeth, the rain spirit who sought to destroy all life with heavy rains.
I'm seeing a lot of correlations between like made or fictional pantheons and pantheons that are from
from our own mythology.
our own mythologies, because like in the Tewa culture, which is the culture where my Pepe is from, it's when the Spanish missionaries came through New Mexico and in the Pueblos, they baptized everybody and said, "You're now Catholics, or Christians," but they still hold the Great Spirit in reverence to the same level as God.
Yeah.
Basically, God is the Great Spirit, but they don't call him God. They call him the Great Spirit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, just a little thing I picked up on.
Yeah. And let me see. Jahology, the Knights.
What the fuck?
It's spelled Jahgee. I know, it's a very weird spelling.
Times like this where I wish we had a camera to record my reactions, because, like, what?
Yeah, especially this episode after I told you about the rockers, Hannah. But anyway. Oh boy. This is the moment where I truly broke Hannah, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Anyway, he's the night spirit who creates realistic illusions to entertain Ewoks while they sleep. So basically, the dream god, all that stuff. Kazak, the nature spirit who gave the Ewoks magical weapons. Mopoji, nature spirit who made crops grow. Osoa, the wind spirit who brought cool breezes to summer days. Ocean, the flower spirit who chased her love through the forest from dawn to dark. Raven, the nature spirit who took the form of other animals. Kind of like Loki, I suppose. Ra Li, the fish spirit who lured fishers to sleep and ate their bait. And last but not least, Relish, an animal spirit who snuck into Ewok villages to surprise Ewoks for her enjoyment.
All of these basically just sound like Loki in a lot of different forms.
In a lot of different forms, yeah. Hey man, at least he didn't lure a horse out and had a child with it.
To be fair, he was the mayor in that situation.
He was the mother in that situation, yes, I know. It's very funny though. But let me see. A lot of these names, the names of the gods, they actually use them to name their future Ewoks after them. So it's like you would have Zeus in the real world, and you would have an Ewok named Relish in their worlds, that sort of thing. And of course, we can't go without saying about the Golden One, which I've talked about in the Gods episode.
Yes, which is just 3PO.
Yeah. Well, 3PO and the creation myth with the Ewoks in regards to the Golden One, basically, before the Golden One arrived, the Ewoks of the entire moon of Endor was just a really shitty place to live. There wasn't any trees or anything like that, and the Ewoks lived in caves. It was a very shitty life, but many of the shamans would have visions of there would eventually be light. And because of these visions, they would tell their children, hey, be kind to each other. We must reunite, and only through positivity will we gain this new future that's awaiting us. And they did. And eventually this being called the Golden One came. And he brought, light to all of Endor. He allowed the trees to grow. He allowed the water to run across the streams, that sort of thing. And the Ewoks would come out of their caves and colonize the tree villages that they have now because of the Golden One. So I think basically the basic symbology is that the Golden One is for the sun. And the entire purpose is that there must be a balance, day versus night, that sort of thing. And of course, when C-3PO came in, they took to him as the Golden One. That sort of thing. But I had to remind you about that because I know it's been a while since we talked about the Gods episode in general.
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, but yes. The Ewoks held great festivals of rain, sun, spring, flowers, and fruits. And they are very festive with their festivals, as you probably saw with Return of the Jedi. On the other hand, however, they have what is called dark rituals.
Oh, great!
Which involves bloody sacrifices.
This is why we call them the murder barons.
Yes, they do have these dark rituals, like all, in their defense, our own cultures have their own versions of dark rituals, Hannah.
Fair enough, the Mayans did sacrifice blood to one of their gods.
Mm-hmm. And also the classic goat sacrifice.
Yep. But that's Satanism.
Yeah, that is very true. Usually these rituals were held at night under the light of burning bonfires. And, of course, aside from the gods that I mentioned earlier, they saw the surrounding giant trees as an important part of their society. Not only would they keep them safe from the dangerous animals that want to kill them on the forest floor, the Ewoks themselves believe they are the descendants of an ancient tree called the Great Tree, which is the oldest tree on all of Endor. Like, part of their creation myth is that they all came from this great tree, and eventually when they die, they go back into this great tree. So it's kind of like I kind of seen parallels with them and the Wookiees and how they worship the great trees with Life Day and all that.
Yeah.
But I think it's very interesting. The importance of these trees is so symbolic that when an Ewok is born, they have what is called a soul tree, which they plant on the very same day the Ewok is born.
That's cool.
And it's kind of like it's not very literal in that regard, but generally if a tree is taken care of very well and all of that stuff, you'll have a nice and prosperous life, or at least the one that it's bonded to with. If it isn't, then you could probably see where that's going.
You're not gonna have a good life.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they love their trees and fortune telling. But yes, when an Ewok dies, their hood is attached to the trunk of their soul tree, where the soul can take residence in.
Okay.
And I think in like the cartoon, Wicked the Ewok's great-grandfather resides in one of the soul trees, and he actually convenes with the ghost of his father from said tree.
How the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I know it's called the Ewok cartoon, but there's also kind of some semblance that Ewoks might be force sensitive.
I was just about to ask,
Yeah.
Are Ewoks, like, force sensitive?
There's a lot of hints that they might be force sensitive, but at the same time, they're like, oh, they're being very vague about it. Who knows? Maybe it's magic. Maybe it's the force. Who knows?
Nani the fuck?
I know, it's a lot of these weird contradictions, I suppose, but it's
And
an
it's just-
interesting thing to think about.
It's also not explained.
Yeah, not explained too well, but like I said, there is tiny cookie crumbs of that sort of explanation. But let me see. Let's see. I already talked about their creation myth. Another important figure of their religion is their shamans. Very, very, very obvious. Who in most cases are kind of the village con man. They're basically the guy like, the wind is blowing that way. The wind god is very angry at us sort of people.
Or the interpreters.
Yeah, pretty
of the
much.
signs of the nature.
Yeah, they pretty much they take a role.
Just like how the oracle worked in ancient Greece.
That is very fair, yeah. Like, this might happen, but who knows? Yeah, even though the shamans are titled as con men, there are a handful of instances of shamans having legitimate powers. Like, they're almost force sensitive in that regard.
I was gonna say, if they have powers, they've got to be force sensitive.
Yeah, but a good majority of them are con men.
Okay.
But the Ewoks don't need to know that. As the saying goes, ignorance is bliss.
The Ewoks are a little too. I don't want to say stupid, but
Well,
naive.
naive, that's a better word for it, because they are clearly not stupid.
No.
Considering they have primitive tools in a functioning society for like 3,000 years at least. But shamans also served as tribal healers, usually relying on vile-smelling herbal medicines. And during ceremonies, they are known to toss leaves of hallucinogenic herbs into the fire, which gave all attending Ewoks vivid dreams.
Get stoned!
Yay! They are truly druids.
Everyone's getting high.
So even the Ewoks can have a good time with drugs.
Hell yeah.
For their service, the shamans are usually given crystals, or shells, polished skulls, or other treasures they might find interesting. So you can
ADHD in a nutshell.
pretty much, you could like give them a nice looking rock and be like, okay,
Ooh,
I'll take
shiny.
that. I'll take it.
Just, ooh, shiny. I
Ooh,
like
shiny. Yeah, if it isn't obvious as well, the Ewoks live in villages, usually high up in the trees, but not always, as they could have villages on the forest floor, on lakes, or cliffs.
Okay.
Yeah. Which are all ruled over by a council of elders, usually headed by a chief. The Bright Tree Village is the main Ewok village that you see in the movies.
Okay.
Let's see. Warriors of different tribes wore rugged garments on the head to signify their tribe loyalties, along with wooden crest shields, jawbones of tiny animals, and other ornaments. So a lot of fetishes all over their bodies and everything. Also, if you'll see this in every single picture of Ewoks, they always have their hoods,
Yeah.
which is a very huge signifier of when they transcend from a little baby Ewok into adulthood.
I mean, have you, the baby Ewoks? The baby Ewoks are so cute.
Yeah, they pretty much rival Baby Yoda in terms of cuteness, or Grogu. I keep forgetting about that.
So cute. They're just little puffballs.
Yeah, they are little puffballs. They are the most adorable thing ever. Prominent members of a tribe carry totems to symbolize their ranks, such as the lead warrior wearing a headdress of feathers called the White Wings of Hope. The oldest son of the tribal leader wore a headdress called the Red Wings of Courage, and the second oldest wore the Blue Wings of Strength. Oh yeah, you want to know what the baby Ewoks are called?
Walklings.
Yeah, Wooklings. They are so adorable. But yeah, where was I? The Wooklings are fawned over by the entire tribe.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at that. Look how cute that is.
It is so adorable, Hannah. I wish there was a plushie of that somewhere.
I just looked it up. Apparently there is.
Yes, there is.
It's just a replica.
Okay, fair enough, but still pretty cute.
It reminds me of like a baby alive doll.
Yeah. Pretty much when there's a lot of babies in a village, the entire tribe has shared responsibility to
Look after the babies.
look after the babies. So the saying goes, it takes a village.
Oh, they have a little. It's a Star Wars Galactic Pals baby Ewok
Nice.
plush.
That is adorable.
That's so cute.
When a baby Ewok comes of age, they attend what is called the Festival of Hoods, where they are given their own hoods, and it marks their transition from baby to an Ewok, basically. Another interesting thing, bachelor Ewoks usually live alone in huts near the main village to assist in work. Unmarried females would usually leave gifts, usually consisting of food, clothing, or weaponry at the doorsteps of the lone males as a sign of attraction, basically.
Hoarding.
Yeah,
Usually
pretty
hoarding
much.
rituals.
Reminds me of a motherfucking cat, but they are actually in heat. But, yeah. And a sign that, and basically as a signifier that the village misses him and wants them to come back as a married Ewok in the greater village. If the bachelor reciprocates, it is his job to make a family-sized hut within the tree village, which would have to be large enough to fit both him and his mate to live together. So basically, it's the man's job to hoist up the hut, chisel it out of a tree trunk, and make it large enough for both him and his future suitor to live in.
Okay.
After construction is complete, the male Ewok can choose his mate to spend the rest of his life with.
Okay.
Though the chosen female does have the option to refuse.
I think Treek did mention that in one of her companion dialogues. She had said, "Oh, I had many suitors, but I don't want to cook over a fire and raise babies. Like, I want to be a warrior."
I want to be a warrior. Fuck being a at-home wife. Let me get out on the front lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on her. A strong, independent woman who need no man.
Who don't need no man.
Who don't need no man. Okay. The Ewoks enjoyed singing and playing music during celebrations, even believing that music would enhance their work, such as bolstering their warriors in the middle of battle, which is one of those abilities that you actually have in a Ewok hunt, which is basically a
Like play a little horn.
Yeah, play a little horn. It basically, I think it gives you added endurance and makes you extra scary.
Imagine an Ewok in Star Wars 5e.
Yeah.
With the Berserker build.
That would be terrifying, Hannah.
But the specific Berserker build, like storyteller.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a War Chief one, yeah.
War Chief.
Yeah. Because I briefly looked it up in the Star Wars 5e. They could climb trees, by the way.
Holy shit.
They're undersized, which means they could occupy the space of another creature for as long as they want. More fucking nut shot down there. Oh, no, I don't want to be impaled. But yes, oh boy, why did I have to put that image in my head? Anyway, Ewoks are very resourceful beings, as they like making use of anything and everything they get their hands on to make new noises, such as
Jawas.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, they pretty much have there's one Ewok that has a collection of stormtrooper helmets and uses them as a drum set. It is so cute. But in, where are the heads of the stormtroopers, though?
They probably used the skulls for something.
Probably, yeah. Yay, humanitarian work. They have a wide variety of tools and weapons for hunting and warfare, such as knives, stone spears, slingshots, and their bow and arrows, which are tipped with a potent neurotoxin.
How the fuck are they able to make that?
It doesn't explain it, but I think it's metal as hell.
Is metal as hell, but
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god!
This neurotoxin is so potent that it ensures that anyone hit by it will die in an extremely gruesome manner.
Yeah, little murder bears.
Even from minor wounds, it would usually result in the victim clawing off any of their headgear and gasping for air as the toxin paralyzes each one of their muscles.
Oh my god!
And that's from a minor injury, Hannah.
Insert just. Okay. Good reaction picture. Pure horror.
Yeah, pretty much pure horror from these little murder teddy bears. They also have axes and knives made from volcanic glass.
Nice.
Yeah, and they are known to hold down their enemies, remove any armor and headgear before stabbing them to death.
This shit reminds me of the Green Inferno.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw that movie, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
This reminds me of the fucking Green Inferno.
Oh,
It's a good
yes.
movie, but it'll scar you if you're too young to watch it.
Oh, dude.
Like I was!
Oh, dude, that scene where, so there was like a lesbian couple, and the tribals recently, they were eating a soup, which I think was made from the lesbian's partner, and they found out because the children have like her tattooed
They
remains.
had her tattoos.
And
They
then
were
she
playing
just
with
slit her throat.
tattoos. She broke the bowl and cut her throat.
Yeah, I remember that so vividly. It's so,
Yeah.
Such a good movie, though.
Very good movie,
Yeah.
but holy shit.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But yeah, another known part of their arsenal is their numerous traps, such as pit traps, road traps, log traps, and what they called the tuck sui, which in basic means head hitter, which is the
Okay.
yeah, that's what they're basically called.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I mean pit traps, I don't mean like traps where you just fall in and you're fine. Literal spiked pit traps. Yeah, this is from our fucking Vietnam War over here, Hannah.
Yup.
The
I am the
trees are moving.
Lorax. I speak for the trees.
Yum,
and,
yum,
for, and for
motherfucker.
some fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
Yeah, so many fridge horror with the Ewoks in this, Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
But let's see. Another invention that they have is what is called a hang glider or sky glider, which is fashioned with wood and the pelts of massive animals they have killed. So basically, think of the Da Vinci glider, but for the Ewoks.
Imagine a little teddy bear coming at you with a spear, hanging on a hang glider.
That would be so terrifying.
That would be. Especially out of the trees.
While they use primitive technologies, a majority of the time they are smart enough to learn and use advanced tech, such as blasters, speeder bikes, and driving ATSTs.
They can drive them.
Yeah, they can drive them.
Holy shit.
They are smarter than they look, Hannah.
Smarter than the average murder bear.
God damn it, Hannah, you beat me to the punch there. I hate you.
I hate you too.
Well, let me see. That aside, while Ewoks aren't known galaxy-wide due to their primitive standing, there are several unique outliers, such as the Treek, the one that you pointed out earlier, who would make a name for herself as a mercenary, seeking glory and adventure off of her backwater world. Which we knew more about her, but that's unfortunate.
Yeah, you only get like 4 or 5 companion missions with her.
Yeah. Though, ever since the Battle of Endor and the fall of the Empire, they would find greater renown within the Alliance of Free Planets, which is basically the transition from Rebel Alliance to the New Republic.
Okay. Excuse me.
And the Alliance would actually use the Bright Tree Village as their headquarters for a brief period of time before they went to Coruscant. Which I think,
that doesn't sound nice.
No, it does not sound nice, especially when you're in a primitive village like that for a little while as your headquarters, but whatever, who cares? But let me see. After a brief period of time, Endor would be the focus of a new attack by the forces of the Nagi race, led by the, you might remember his name, Lumia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The true Dark Lady of the Sith.
The true Dark Lady of the Sith and one of Luke Skywalker's evil exes.
Yep.
Got to see her again. I gotta talk in an episode about her one of these days.
Here's a quick question. Was she a redhead?
Let me actually check. I would not be surprised if she was a redhead.
It'd just be funny, because, you know, the running joke, because Tenennial, and then Mara.
You know, I think she might have been a redhead. Yeah, red. And it says later graying.
Yeah, Luke has a thing for redheads.
Apparently.
It's official now.
It is official, yes. God damn, Luke. What is up with you and the fiery redheads after your ass? But anyway, where was I? Okay, so after that little excursion, the Ewoks would eventually become part of a greater galactic community, as several of their kind would find their way off-world to find new adventures, and even join the New Republic as soldiers. Which is very handy considering what they have accomplished.
Yeah, agreed.
Also, there have even been some Ewok colonies settling on the world of Severin. I don't know how they got off world or how they colonized, but I'm gonna take it up as the New Republic.
The New
helping
Republic
them up.
probably
Yeah.
helped.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Some Ewoks would even volunteer as therapy Ewoks.
They volunteer as therapy dogs. That's so cute.
It is pretty cute. And it was meant to help veteran rebels reciprocate from the horrors of war and help in their recovery. Most that found the option of therapy Ewoks distasteful would instead seek therapy droids. Yes, therapy droids and Ewoks exist, Hannah.
I think a therapy Ewok would be better than a therapy droid. Especially, like, if you're in the middle of a PTSD attack or an anxiety attack, you want something soft to kind of hug or pet. That's why ESA dogs are a thing. And
that
therapy
is true,
dogs.
yeah.
A droid can't do that.
Well, I'm sure they have to put something on the droid to help it.
But still, a droid can't do that.
I mean,
it's like, that's why therapy dogs are so effective.
But no, I find that entire concept of therapy Ewoks hilarious because they are supposed to be sentient beings.
It's just, I think it's cute.
But, I mean, it says they are volunteers, so I guess it's fine.
And it's a sweet concept.
It is a sweet concept.
Especially for veterans of the rebels.
Yeah, that is very fair, Hannah. Okay, so we have some notable Ewoks, such as Wicket the Ewok.
Yep, everyone knows Wicket.
Yeah, the main character, the main Ewok character from Return of the Jedi and the main character in the Ewok movie and TV show. Here's a quick update of what he looks like. He's an adorable little guy.
Wicket W. Warwick, of course named after Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, he was a scout when the events of Return of the Jedi came in, and then eventually he climbed up to become the chief of his village.
Nice.
Yeah, he got a kick-ass wife out of it too. And one of the notable enemies that he's faced throughout his adventures is, I'm sure I will butcher this, Cheral, who is the Witch Queen of Endor.
I think I remember, because I was looking up witches for something, and she came up in just an ambiguation. It's like, oh, okay. Because we all know how big Wikipedia is.
Yep, it is huge.
Okay. The boob armor is a little weird, but okay.
But yes, just for clarification, Hannah, she wasn't identified as a Night Sister back then, but she has this artifact called the Amulet of Transformation, which transforms her into a raven.
Okay, this is just headcanon.
Yeah.
Here, but I'm thinking she's a Dathomir witch that went to Endor.
Yeah.
Somehow she got stranded on Endor.
Yeah, somehow she got stranded on Endor. I think she's like 200 years old.
Yep, she's a Dathomir witch.
Yeah, but that's one of the opponents that Little Wicket had to face in his adventures.
The witches have to get involved in everything somehow.
Somehow, yes. And then there's, let me see. There's, where was he? There's Cherapa, who is the clan elder of the Bright Tree Village.
Their eyes are just so weird and soulless looking.
And next is his wife, not his wife, his daughter, Kanisa Jara, who is the daughter of the chief. This one art piece is really cool and adorable at the same time.
Oh, that is cute.
He's like,
he got a little pink hood, and it's like, eee!
I'm adorable, and I'm gonna shank ya.
I'm adorable, but I'm also gonna slit your fucking throat.
Yeah, not only is she the daughter of the chief, she eventually becomes the wife of Wicket.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And
Stepping on one of the stormtroopers' heads.
and then the next one is a kind of weird one. Grek, who is also known as the Lawbreaker. He's kind of a outcast of the Ewoks.
That's not an Ewok.
He's identified as an Ewok, Hannah.
Bullshit. That is a man cosplaying as an Ewok. What the fuck?
According to his lore, he disobeyed the law of a village too many times, and he was left because he proclaimed that he was born to conquer, and he was given the nickname of the Lawbreaker.
Nah, he looks like he's dressing up as he looks like a man who's dressing up as an Ewok.
I know, it looks a little bit weird, Hannah, but Wikipedia, I know, is not the most credible of sources, but he is identified as an Ewok. Thought I'd throw a weird one at you, Hannah. If it wasn't enough of a weird episode anyway. The next guy is actually pretty interesting. His name is Garal. He's actually named after one of the Ewoks' gods, which is the one that it spreads smoke.
Okay.
So Garal, he is very interesting. He's a warrior and master hunter of a tribe at Shinny Village, which is not from the same tribe that we know. He is an agent of the New Republic. He follows a unique tradition called the Way of the Tree Spirits and considers himself very lucky as he proclaims that he's guided by the tree spirits. But little does he realize he is actually a Force sensitive and is guided by the Force itself.
Oh shit.
So yeah, this is a confirmed Ewok Force sensitive.
So the Ewoks can be Force sensitive.
Yes, they can be Force sensitive. But that makes him a very good hunter and tracker in this regard.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the next one is Legray, who is the chief shaman of the Bright Tree Village. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, he's got a little bird skull as a hat.
Got red eyes. He also looks derpy at the same time.
Yeah, he kind of does. Legroy, so as I mentioned before, he's basically the chief shaman of a Bright Tree Village. It was the mentor of Wicket. He was an elderly Ewok and seemed to know mysterious magics, which he showcased with what is called growing powder, which, shrinks and grows up an individual. And he also has what is called a Staff of Power, which is imbued with magical energies.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote magic. It might be the Force, but who knows?
It's the fucking Force.
Though later in his life, basically he appears in the Ewok TV show, and he's basically this Gandalf sort of figure throughout the entire thing. He's the mentor of Wicket and the children, the protagonists and all that. But later in life, he would go down a much darker path, and he would encourage the dark rituals and sacrificial rituals and all that sort of stuff. And the shit...
Gee, the red eyes didn't give it away.
But yes, Legroy, his dark rituals kind of turned off the younger generation of Ewoks, who saw it as very unnecessary and barbaric. And they eventually exiled Legroy into the woods. And he's all like, fuck you guys, I'm going to place a curse on this village forever. And his successor would actually have to work with C-3PO, the golden one, to lift this curse, basically.
Nice.
And the last one, not really a named character, but I'm just going to say this right away. There are Ewok Jedi, Hannah.
So small and angry.
He's so angry, but he's got a lightsaber. He's going to cleave you with it.
They don't have 3 fingers. They have 4 fingers.
Huh.
He's got 4 fingers.
Yeah, some of the art is,
Look, 3
yeah.
and a thumb.
I might have misread that, but Yeah, but yeah, free fingers, but yeah, the Ewoks. Oh yeah, another thing that I forgot to share with you because you might laugh at this one too. There's another entity called the Mountain Sorrow, and it's very self-explanatory, Anna.
That's out of a comic strip that you would find in the Sunday paper.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me on a daily basis.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out.
It's me on a daily basis.
All around me are familiar faces. But yes, that is pretty much all I have on the Ewoks, Hannah. Clearly, I broke you a good amount of times.
Yep, you broke me a few times.
But I think it was a very, very entertaining episode now that we finally got around to the Ewoks.
Oh yeah, there was a lot that I was not expecting about these little, assumedly cute teddy bears.
Yeah.
No, they're murder bears.
Oh yes, they are murder bears in more ways than one. But they are very kind beings. You just have to beware of their darker side.
If you don't piss them off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they are friends with the rebels, so.
Yeah, but just don't piss them off, or else you're gonna have a furry little flashbang thrown at you in a forest.
Just motherfucking yeet! Ah, get it off of me!
Yeah, I got that furry flashbang thing from a K9 video.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Ewoks are basically furry flashbangs.
Pretty much. And yeah, I do have a better appreciation for the Ewoks, especially with how terrifying they are. Now I just need to play as one!
Yeah.
God damn you, Battlefront 2. I will eventually get around to playing Ewok Hunt.
I wanted to give it a shot. It sounds like it's fun.
Yeah, the one session where I actually played it, you are in absolute, well, not absolute darkness. There are like torches wherever you go, but it is scary because you have a flashlight and it is active for a limited amount of time before it recharges. So you're just constantly looking over your shoulder like, where are they coming from? When are they gonna strike? Just do something already! It is so nerve-wracking, but yes, I want to play it for real.
But yes, this is our episode on the Ewoks.
Yay! Ewoks! And as for the next episode, I'm going to have to talk to you about that later, Hannah. But yes, there might be a little bit of a delay for future episodes because I will be out of town for a little while.
You're going to G-Fest!
Yay, I'm going to G-Fest! I've been looking forward to going to G-Fest for the past 5 years, and I finally got the tickets and the airplane tickets to go up there. Yay!
If y'all didn't know, Artie here is a Godzilla fan as well.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Godzilla
Wearing the
shirt.
King of the Monster shirt.
Yes, I am. But yes, there will be a brief delay in content, but do not worry. We'll get back to it as soon as possible. I just need a little vacation, a little relaxation period.
Oh, vacation sounds nice.
Oh, yes, it does. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this lovely episode of Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi? Or in this case, oh my god, don't throw that furry flashbang at me. But any questions, Hannah?
Nope.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much for listening / watching. And any closing statements, Hannah?
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, and neb neb.
Yep. Yep, yep.
Neb neb. Bye-bye.